Kronos family, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Appreciate all the love. What is happening with Kronos price right now? We're going to be talking about all of that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Looking across the board right now, we're seeing quite a bit of red across the market, and I'm sure if you watch some of my updates most recently, you guys know what's going on. But if not, no problem. We're going to be going over as to what's really going on. Over the last 1 hour, that you're starting to see market kind of rebounding, but again, we want to be paying more attention to the 24-hour time frame. Which again, even if you look at it from a 24-hour time frame, it wasn't as a bad day. But over the last 1 to 2 hours, we did see the market kind of tumbling towards the downside, which dragged the altcoin market down with it. If you're looking at Kronos, down about 7.7% right now, with the price currently sitting at 16 cents. We're also down about 5% in Bitcoin and about 4.3% in Ethereum comparative. The valuation, $5.6 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume sitting at about $50 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So let's start off with the Bitcoin dominance, shall we? So you can see for yourself, I want to take you guys down, the last 24 hours as to what really ended up happening. So we saw a sharp decline, literally from 60.8% where we were on October 12th. We saw the dominance falling quite sharply down to 58.93%. You can see for yourself, something we actually haven't seen since October 8th, which was very, very impressive. And like I said, the last 2 days, market was actually doing, nice price action. But over the last 2 hours, we did see a little bit of a retracement within Bitcoin, which look at what happened with the dominance. You could see for yourself right here, a major spike for the dominance. And of course, you could really see what kind of impact that has had on the altcoins. But we want to be paying very close attention to Bitcoin right now because, that is the main reason why, in the first place, that the dominance is skyrocketed with the way it did. So you can see for yourself, we were hovering around almost $116,000 just a few hours back, but you can see, we did see the price of Bitcoin tumbling back towards the downside. We're currently sitting at about 111,500. Pretty much the door is still open for us to retest the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level. As I highlighted to you guys before, the $111,000, a very, very key support line for BTC. But primarily, like a level that I always look at is the 23.6 key support, which is at about 109, which we retested just on October 11th. You could see for yourself, but we were able to bounce from that key range. So the price did not drop below the 23.6. So are we going to see that happening? Again, like I said, where we currently are sitting, there's definitely a chance that, the price of Bitcoin could potentially come down to here. It's only about a 1.3% move from where we currently are. But also, we need to pay very close attention to, how the price of Bitcoin reacts as we do go further into Tuesday. Again, you want to be seeing the price of Bitcoin remaining within the 23.6. Going below here opens the door for us to go down to $107,000, believe it or not. And obviously breaking below here pretty much could take the price back down to 102. And this is what I've been saying to you guys. Even though we were seeing this uptick, if you guys have been watching the channel, you guys know I've been talking about how we still need to be prepared for that. It's something that, can still end up happening. Like the probability of that is still quite high. But with that being said, if you're looking at Kronos price right now, take a look at Kronos price on an hourly perspective. So Kronos came very close to our, obviously this was the support line just a few days back. And now that exact same support line is going to play as a resistance. We came very, very close to it. We were literally, if you want to put this into percentage, we were only about a 2.84% move for us to reclaim back above this key range, but we weren't able to get to that level exactly. Of course, and you can see we did make our way towards the downside with the broader market. Of course, we're looking at a retracement of about 11%, and this is being felt within the broader altcoin market. So not just Kronos that's down right now, the entire market is seeing a little bit of a retracement. But again, I want you guys to remember, from this key support line at 14 cents, we did see an increase of about 25% for Kronos. Right now, we're seeing about 11% pullback, but we do have significant amount of support as to where we currently are, specifically around the 15.3 cents, which we actually wicked down to. You won't believe it. We actually retested that just like an hour back, but since then the price has bounced about 3.3% because of course that is a support line for Kronos. So again, The question that you guys might be asking is Crypto ZX. Of course, there is a significant support around the 15 cents to be exact. Could we retest that? Is that something that is realistic to be looking for? Absolutely. That is still something that could end up being retested. It's only about a 6.2% move towards the downside. If Bitcoin is able to retest back into the 23.6, I am expecting dominance to fill this wick at 59.7%, and that could drag not just Kronos but the broader altcoin market down. But we'll see what happens. A huge week. Really want to see how Bitcoin reacts. Again, we are coming out of one of the biggest market pullbacks that we have seen in the history of crypto. I think, I personally think, as far as from an altcoin standpoint, I think the worst is behind us based off of what we have seen. It was a clear manipulation, but that does not mean a little bit more downside could not be in place, specifically with Bitcoin, with the way it's currently sitting. A lot of questions, were coming onto the channel. Crypto ZX, do you think this wick, will fill in? If Bitcoin wick is to fill in, would this wick fill in? I personally would say for a lot of projects it won't, because so a lot of projects fell down 60, 65, some even 70%. That would require a significant, retracement instantly for Bitcoin in order for altcoins to do that type of, pullback. But that does not mean a little bit more downside could still not be in play. I still think a little bit more choppy levels could be in play, something we've been emphasizing on the channel over the last few days. Let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are, of course. And make sure you guys are following me on X. Link in the description. We're building an X community there. Love you all. Make sure you come in and engage. We'll see you later from Crypto ZX, and peace out.